Shalom, shalom, brothers. Brother Kamal Mahal here, back at it again. First thing first, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, qadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders learning truth from GMS. Blessing to the Akimadir preaching his word with heart and sincerity. Blessed to the 144,000, 1/3 entirely. The first fruits kingdom in heaven. After David, Yahawashi. And shalom to brothers out there speaking in different tongues and looking different nations. Shalom to you, brothers, man. So today, brothers, man, it's golf for work. Work for myself for right now. And through the spirit, I wanted to, I was pondering on a video, and my video that I through the spirit I came up with was how the Lord was going to use His people Israel, to get back when they get back. You know what I'm saying? Us brothers, Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. I know you sincere brothers, man. We get that spiritual power, but with the spiritual power, man, we're gonna be able to fight back. Esau would come in like a flood, and be able to get busy, man, like David and the mighty men used to, man. And I pray, I pray that I could be one of those men, Lord willing. It's in the Lord's hands. Abaratazah. But to be able to have divine intervention step in, and brothers, man, get that power. Because I'm not in spiritual power, but I'm in the basis of that spiritual power that's going to be bestowed on brothers, man. The Lord is going to use His men in order to handle His dirty work. And Lord willing, man, it's a lot of brothers, man, looking forward to being able to get busy like that. You know what I mean? Especially 2/3 of our people and also the heathen. Because look, man, when Esau coming like a flood, we already know they're coming with everything they got. That's why it says in 2nd Esdras 16, 70, 71, it goes into, that they shall be madmen sparing none. You know what I mean? And also Revelations 12:12 said they're going to come down with great wrath, because they know they had a short time. They know it, but they have a short time, right? Or if you're paraphrasing. So they know they're going to be coming in something crazy. So, the Lord, that's not going to let Esau, put his hands on the elect. Some of the elect is going to go down, get beheaded for the name of Yahawah as martyrs. We know that. But predominantly, we know the Lord going to defend, the elect. The men, 144,000, going to get that spiritual power, man. And they're going to be able to get back. That's why, so like, my first precept, I wanted to get in Ezekiel 25 and 14. And it said, this might be a quick hit, but through the spirit, I had to put it up. I didn't want to really, stop. You know what I mean? I just want to do it right now. Ezekiel 25 and 14, it says, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go at, 13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahawah, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, right? And then it says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom, which Edom is a so-called white man, by the hand of my people Israel. I'm going to read it one more time. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahawah. You see that? So the Lord gonna have us turned up, man. And yo, brothers is gonna be getting busy, man. And that's why in the scriptures it says that meditate terror, because that's what brothers do. Especially my brother Ariah, man. We call him Ariah the Terrible. You know what I'm saying? Because we know, the Lord bless my brother with the spiritual power. He's going to really, really do some damage. And Lord willing, I get the power, I'm gonna do damage, but shoot through the spirit. My brother Ariah, you know what I mean? Shout out to you, brother Yahawah. Shout out to you, brother Shalom. I know that brother's going to be on a whole nother terror level. You know what I mean? So, and that's what the Lord's going to do. He's going to use it. He's going to use His men, man. We're going to be getting busy. That's why, even the Lord talks about it in Jeremiah. In Jeremiah 16:16. See, right now we got a two-part task right now. Right now it says, behold, Jeremiah 16:16 says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill out of the holes of the rocks. So our first task right now is to be on the highways and hedges, put these videos up, and we fishing for the elect, right? We fishing for the elect, as we do all things in elect's sake, pursuing to Timothy. I believe 2 Timothy 2:10, I believe is what it is. 1 and 2 and 10, or 2 and 10, or 2:10, one of the two. But we endure all things for the elect's sake. So we out here, fishing for the elect, so that way they could be sealed. So that way the prophecies continue to come in, and also Yahawashi come back and deliver the elect, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Semitic. Lord will, I could be a part of that number. You sincere brothers as well. And then the second part of that phase is what? And after, right? So once our mission is done, preaching his word, and then the prophecy of Amos 8 and 11 come in, where the famine of the word pops off. That will let you know that the breaches are shut, and the seeking the Lord will no longer be available. And then at that time, that's when things are going to get real tricky and real freaky. And that's when, and after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and every hill and out of the holes in the rocks. And that goes for 2/3 of our people too as well. But it's also predominantly going into Esau and all them billionaire, trillionaire elites who when destruction comes, which they will survive the first wave. Yes, they will. They will survive the destruction. They will. And what's going to happen is they're preserved for the elect. The 144,000 brothers is going to come and go ahead and fish them out. We're going to go in them bunkers. We're going to go in them underground water hotels, whatever is in the upper atmosphere, and them space stations, wherever they hide, and we coming to get them. Thus saith the Lord. Because remember, Ezekiel 25:14 was going into that I will lay my vengeance with my people Israel. I will lay vengeance on Edom with my people Israel. So the Lord's going to allow us to get that get back. And it's rightfully so, man, because we have been trodden down for so long, and we have no power, man. We have no standing army at this point. We are literally worms out here when it comes to the other nations, and we have no protection. So we got Yahawashi. So when that day come, when Esau coming like a flood, which I'm gonna get that in a second, the Lord gonna lift up a standard against them, and then that standard is going to be put on to those brothers, and they'll be able to fight back and be able to get busy against that flood, which that flood is that truth, man. Esau, Edom, and whatever mercenaries and whatever type of weaponry, or however tanks and airplanes and grenades and rocket launchers, Gatling guns, and whatever they got, the Lord gonna turn up on them, and then it's gonna get real interesting. And then it's gonna be men with with special abilities that's gonna come and wreck shop, and ain't nothing they gonna be able to do about it. They're gonna fight their ass off, but they not gonna be able to defeat the men of the Lord. Matter of fact, Isaiah, I'm gonna bring it out. Isaiah 59 and 19. It says, So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. You see that? You see that right there? The Lord gonna lift a standard up, and that standard goes into a noose. Standard in the Hebrew goes into noose, N-U-S, whether you spell it in English, it goes into noose. And standard goes into take flight, to escape, to disappear, to put to flight, to go into flight and go on the attack, right? Brothers gonna be going on attack. We're gonna be having our special abilities, and we're gonna be able to fight back. And they not gonna be able to do nothing with us. That's why Luke 10 and 19. This is why, behold, I will give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions. And what is that? That's armies, governments, troops, tanks, all of it. And whatever they got is considered serpents and scorpions. It's armies and men and whatever they got, arsenals, fighter jets, however they got tanks, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Brothers, we gonna be out here wrecking house, and the damage we gonna be doing is going to be on a level of non-understanding. And when you start seeing so-called Negroes Latinos, Native Indian looking men start flying around with super speed and Hulk Superman like strength and teleportation and telekinesis and laser beams out like Superman and like in Dark Side type. Hey man, it's gonna be a bad, terrible day, man. Ain't gonna be no sorry in that day, not at all. Let me go to Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 and 20. It says, matter of fact, we start at 19. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, not at all. For he is the former of all things. Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name, Yahawah. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. Woo! For with thee will I break into pieces the nations. And with thee will I destroy kingdoms. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. And it says, with thee also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with thee will I break in pieces old and young. And with thee will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with thee the shepherd and his flock. And with thee will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with thee will I break in pieces captains and rulers. You see that? Yo, we are literally Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's battle axes and weapons of war. Yo, what an honor and a privilege to be a soldier and a warrior for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Like, you are a soldier for the Lord. Literally. Like, spiritually, we doing that now too. We soldiers for the Lord, on the spiritual side, so we can fish for the elect. But then we going to turn into hunters on the physical side and be a soldier on the physical side for Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And then the Lord going to bestow his men powers like people have never seen before. Well, the concept will remain, but when they see it in real life and what these men are capable of doing, Lord willing, part of that number, it's going to be a problem, man. It's going to be a very terrifying sight to see, as for the enemy, And there's nothing they're going to be able to do to stop us, stop the brothers, and they're going to be wrecking shop. Because you got to remember, the Lord has said he's bringing out fury and bringing out vengeance on Edom. And so in order to get him back, he's not going to do it himself. He's going to use Israelites to do it. What type of slap in the face is that to Esau? Because Esau in control now, because Esau is the Lord's battle axe on the left hand side, pursuing Psalm 17 and 13. Read that. So the Esau is also the Lord's sword as well, but on the left hand side. But we the Lord's sword on the right hand side, which the right hand side is 100% way stronger. And there's nothing the left hand side can do to the right hand side. There's no competition level. You know what I mean? So, hey man, it's a beautiful thing, man. And listen, man, it's gonna get so bad out here. We're gonna need powers, man. We're gonna need powers, brothers. We're gonna need it. And one thing too, man, I would also want to say, call law Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because, the topic that I'm speaking of right now takes utter faith and belief. And so, which is also true, because the words that we're speaking are true, John 6:63. But the fact that we have faith, which is a gift, and we wholeheartedly believe in the things that I'm just saying, that you brothers know, or any brother that don't know. This is an introduction to you on what the Lord going to do with his men. And yes, this is in the scriptures. I read it. And yes, men will get special abilities like Marvel and DC. And yes, they're going to go into attack when in real life it's going to come to a point where other nations are going to come down onto so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native single Indians. And the Lord's going to give those brothers spiritual powers to defend themselves, because without those powers, remember it says, if Esau keep on going, or things keep on going the way they are, there shall no flesh be saved. Right? It'll be a real bad situation. So the Lord going to turn up and let his men, defend themselves and their families with these special abilities. So I'm Barak man, Lord willing. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, qadash. Yahawah, he is to be, he exists, Bahasham, the name, and the only begotten Son, the Lord and Savior, Yahawashi, Bahasham, the name, and all the Holy Spirit of qadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, learning truth from GMS. Blessing to the Aki when they're preaching his word. With heart to sincerity. Blessed to the 144,000, 1/3 entirely, the first fruits kingdom in heaven. House David, Yahawah. Shalom to brothers out there speaking different tongues and looking at different nations. Shalom to you, brothers.